Conor McGregor claims the UFC may not even be interested in the Michael Chandler matchup at this point. Conor tweeted, "I'll do it if they want, no problem. I don't think they want him no more though. There's loads of juicy fights around, and my return date is my return date. I never gave a fuck about who it was, ever. I'll fight anyone. I'll even fly them to me, ask Malinaji. Flown in and bet around." Michael Chandler responded to Conor. He wrote, "This dude, I remember when his words held an immense amount of weight. Just tell the truth." He followed up with second round KO. Break his will in the first. Finish in the second. Aljamain Sterling is not impressed with Cory Sandhagen's victory over Rob Font. Aljo says that if he and Cory ran it back, it may go a little bit longer, but the result would be the same. The two fought back in June of 2020, and Aljo won via rear naked choke just 1 minute and 28 seconds in the first round.
That's tough, man. I know it was a short notice thing. Both guys had to make big adjustments, but Font, he wanted it. Sandhagen, he wanted it. But the difference is nobody showed that they want the next title shot with a definitive win. You know, respectfully, when I fought Sandhagen, that was my #1 contender fight, and I definitively shown that I was the next guy in line. Finished him in less than 2 minutes. You guys, pretty sure you all remember that. Now people are saying the rematch is gonna be different. Guys, there's not much different that I can say will happen in the rematch, other than it might go a little bit longer, because I haven't seen the growth from the top position. And let me be fair, I know he hurt his tricep, as what he's saying, he possibly tore it. I've torn my bicep before, so I know what that feels like. It's pretty crappy. The only thing that I will say is he had positions where he could have capitalized and done a lot of cool things with the dominant positions that he had, and he just kind of chose to stay on top and just coast his way to the finish. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying if you want to assert yourself for the next title shot, to fight for the vacant title after I'm done mopping up O'Malley, mopping up the canvas with his mop head, you leave so much room for doubt when you got Merab, who's already a shoe-in, who's his next competitor. You got Henry Cejudo, you had Cory Sandhagen, and this was a great opportunity for Rob Font to insert his name into that conversation. And unfortunately, he kind of dropped the bag. I think it's more on Font and not being able to get back to his feet than it is Cory and what he didn't do. But Cory was in a position to be offensive, and he chose not to be. It's one of the things I can't agree with Cejudo when he was watching the tape saying, like, this is not it. And I gotta agree, that wasn't the performance. And again, short notice for both guys, so I'm trying to be fair, trying to be reasonable, but that's just not how you get it done.
Jon Jones posts footage of him grappling with Gordon Ryan. He posted this to his Instagram. He wrote, "Let the good times roll." Khamzat Chimaev commented 2 gold medal emojis. Sean O'Malley says it's a win-win for Jake Paul if he fights Nate Diaz in MMA. O'Malley says that even if Jake loses, it doesn't really matter because he's primarily a boxer.
Oh, Nate versus Jake MMA. That actually is realistic at this point.
I wonder if Jake's ever. Well, I think he has sparred MMA before. There's videos of him on the internet like going with AJ Agrazam and stuff, and so he's got to know. But Jake's a gangster for even offering that,
bro. I mean, he's a businessman. He has part equity or ownership in PFL now. Say you give Nate Diaz $10 million.
That fight's gonna be huge.
You do 1 million pay-per-views, $50 a buy, 50 million, maybe 60 million if it's $60 a buy. Pay Nate 10. You can pay yourself 10, 15, whatever. Like that. Yeah. That's a very profitable fight for the PFL. Massive fight for the PFL.
Sure. Even if he gets subbed, like whatever.
Yeah, it's a win-win for him.
He's expected to get
He
subbed.
takes the fight. That's a win. He goes out there and loses. He's 0-1 in MMA. Doesn't really give a f. He's a boxer.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, that was Nate's first pro boxing fight. Goes 10 rounds at that pace, and he's 38 years old.
Yeah.
With all the damage he's taken. That is so impressive.
Yeah. Still just marching at him at the end, too.
I love when he's pointing at him and
That was a f***ing exciting fight.
What's next for Jake? Winner of KSI Tommy Fury? I mean, the Tommy Fury rematch would be huge. KSI versus if Gi somehow gets the job done will be huge.
If Jake thinks he's gonna win in MMA at all, he better start training now. He better start training on the cage. He better start learning to clinch, learning to elbow, learning to knee, learning to ground and pound, learning to have good posture when you're on top of someone, learning to check kicks, learning to block head kicks.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so fucking much in MMA. It's so different. You're not gonna just cover all the bases and be decent at MMA in 2 years.
Yeah. Nate went for a guillotine at the end there. You saw that?
I see.
He wrapped it up. He like grabbed it for a second.
Jake said the press conference too. I saw a tweet saying it was choking me too. It was choking me, but in an MMA fight, I would have double legged him and slammed him on his head.
Hey, I'm there for it. I want to see it.
Paulo Costa sees no chance of Khamzat Chimaev defeating him at UFC 294. Paulo says this fight will be savage and believes the winner will get the next title shot. Speaking to MMA Junkie, Paulo said 100% real. I think against Israel Adesanya it was a very personal fight, but I hate that dude Chimaev. I'm training to make him suffer, not only to beat him, but I want to do that in great style. I put all my skills and all my concentration, focused to be better than ever. Physically, mentally, technically, all parts together to help me perform better than ever. I know over there in Abu Dhabi it will be kind of his house, but I don't care. I'm going there to take over. I don't see any chance of him winning the fight. Honestly, I'm being very honest. This will be savage. This will be fireworks. This will be wild. I bring my best. I will be there. I think the winner of this fight is going to be first for the title shot. I think the winner between me and Khamzat will be next in line for the title shot. A boxing match between Dillon Danis and Logan Paul has been made official today. It's supposed to go down on October 14th as a double main event alongside KSI versus Tommy Fury. Dillon reposted the fight poster. He wrote October 14th, I'll be gracing the boxing ring for my debut. Gotta show up because the Paul sisters have a phobia when it comes to actual combat. Logan Paul tweeted this. He wrote October 14th, I returned to boxing after fighting Floyd Mayweather over 2 years ago. I doubt this little parasite will show up, but if he does, I'm going to erase him from existence. Conor McGregor also reacted. He wrote Dillon Danis returns with a fire emoji. He also commented on Dillon's Instagram post. He wrote they're about to learn. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Chris Lencioni getting out of the hospital and the footage of him running. The first one's from Nate Marks. It says Chris Lencioni is the real champ. The second one's from Pedro. It says I didn't know who Chris Lencioni was before this tragedy and definitely made my day seeing him run. Now that's a fighter facing adversity and pushing through. Wishing him all the best. And the final one says, to be honest, I thought Chris was done when you posted the news 1 to 2 months ago. I thought he will be stuck in that unresponsive way till the end. But seeing the man running and taking control of his body is truly inspiring. I didn't know humans could come back from that. Lencioni, you're a true warrior and a hero. Hope you do great in the future. Legend. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.